Greetings, fair earthlings. I am Smelly V, and I'd like to welcome you either to or back to my channel where the topic of conversation is all fragrance all the goddamn time. For those of you that are new, always lead with housekeeping, let you know I'm not an expert, not claiming to be, not training to be, not trying to make a brand of myself, not trying to posture myself, big money and nothing like that. We're talking about low level, accessible fragrances that I think are niche quality, underrated, underappreciated, that you can get your hands on and smell like a whole, like plenty money for none at all. Okay? That's where I'm coming from. There are many other channels that'll give you niche, and all this expensive stuff. I get off on watching it too, but this ain't that channel, okay? All that out the way. What I wore this week, what I grabbed for this week, I wear a lot of fragrance in a week. Like I'll wear something in the morning, and then if it's something that wears off, I'll have something different in my purse for the middle of the day, and then I'll come home, take my shower, put on something completely different. Like I go through a lot of fragrance in the week, but this week I got hung up on just these. Like I really just have enjoyed these so much that I haven't switched out much. So we'll talk about them in no particular order. It's not in order of quality or how much I like them or anything. I'm just giving them to you. First of which, I've been on a rose kick lately. Lately, I've been noticing, even in trying to put together the videos, like all the bottles are red. Pink or red. It's like I've really been into sort of rouge, red, pink, and just rose. Nice. Not your typical roses, though. I always tell you, I'm not much a floral girl. I don't like to smell, quote unquote, like pretty necessarily. They're deep, vampy, spicy, like just real sexy, mature type rose fragrances that, I've been pulling for. Getting into them. First of which is Penrose. Penrose by Penrose. This one was launched in 2014. I know they have a few fragrances that are really popular. This is not one of them. This is the one I like. Secret Genius. There's one in that gold bottle, whose name I can't recall right now, but they're like sweeter, like gourmandish. This is not that. This is Rose. Launched in 2014 with top notes of Bulgarian rose, anise, elemi. The mids are rose, cloves, and iris, so a double dose of rose there. And the base is ambergris, labdanum, and vanilla. This I love. Ooh, I love this. It's in the vein of, it reminds me of that Nirvana Rose by Elizabeth and James. They're very reminiscent of one another, but this takes a different turn to me, and that is a little more vanillic and a little more powdery to me. That one comes off as boozy. This doesn't have a boozy element, so it's a little smoother and a little more airy to me. I love this, especially in the dry down. The deep dry down of this is, if you like rose, it is so good. When I think of this, makes me think of like a hip. I can't say not a hippie rose, but it's like a witchy rose to me. Like for some reason, it just makes me think of a potion of some sort. Like, oh, this is good. I really, really love this. I would spray it on myself right now if not for the fact that I was already covered in something else. But I really, really like this. If you're a rose lover, if you like a nice, spicy, vampy, sexy, mature, get sweet and airy, powdery kind of rose that smells like a tonic or a potion of some sort, beautiful, give that one a try. And be mindful of my time. White Diamonds and Rouge. This is one of my favorite things. If I didn't have 1,200,567 fragrances, I would probably wear this more than anything else. Like I would just wear it every time. I'm just satisfied by it. Like deeply, deeply satisfied by this smell. It is so good. Launched in 2019, White Diamonds and Rouge. It's juicy. I wrote down that it does have a soapy aspect to it, but it smells like a very luxury very sort of velvety, uh, dense, like just a grown up, like if you go to a luxury spa of some sort and you find a fragrance that is rosy and raspberry-ish. This is that for me. It is so good. Um, the notes proper are in the top raspberry, pink pepper. The mids are rose, orange blossom, and jasmine. That orange blossom and the raspberry are what, when I say fruity, that's what God, this is good. It smells like the orange blossom, that white floral is just dunked in like sweet, syrupy, fruity raspberry compote of some sort. But you're in a, I don't know how to describe it, but it's soapy still. Um, and it's got like there's a lot of clarity to this also, despite it being soapy and fruity. What I like about it is it is crystal clear also somehow. It got a very sharp, it's well delineated. Um, the notes are well delineated from, I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to find description in my head how to convey this to you properly. Because when I say soapy, soapy is one of those things where soapy means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So I'm really trying to give you a good, it's not your typical soapy fragrance. It doesn't smell shampoo-y to me, or it's not aldehydic at all. This is extremely smooth. It's very, very smooth, and oh, it's good. It's just good. It's really good to me. I got to the mids and stopped. The base is vanilla, patchouli, amber, and vetiver. I think the use of pink pepper and patchouli here is what gives it all that sort of clarifying boundary that I'm mentioning. That keeps all the rest of those notes from becoming, childish, or you're just a big blob of, fruit and floral, like a lot of things tend to be. This is god doggone good. Matter of fact, I got an open flame. Let me not spray this, but and I get stuck on it. It's hard to get past that one. When I start wearing it in a week, it's hard to want to move on to anything else. I really love that. Next up, another oldie but goodie, because y'all know I like my quote unquote vintage fragrances. This was launched in 2001. I hardly consider that vintage. But I guess it qualifies. Mumbo by Liz Claiborne. This is another, if I'm going to do fruity, it's got to be like this. That raspberry, this mango. It's got to be like that. This is sexy. This is sexy, sexy, sexy. I know it's considered, it's supposed to be like a summer tropical sort of thing. For me, this girl skips around real nice in the fall. I don't really care for this in summertime. In the fall, magnifique. I almost wish this had like a touch of a nice creamy woody oud in it. Oh, then it would be 10 for me. But it's great. It's great as is. It's so good. Very slept on. So in the top is mango, mandarin orange, ylang ylang. The mids are orange blossom. I like orange blossom, as you can see. Ginger, so it gives it this heat. There's a heat to this. Hibiscus. The base is sandalwood, musk, and vanilla. This, every time I sniff it, to me reminds me of, I don't know if y'all are familiar, if you had them before. Comment below if you have. Those I don't know what they're called. Those Mexican lollipops, where it's a mango lollipop, but it's got all this spice around it, all this pepper, this red pepper. So it's mango, but it's spicy. So it's sweet and it's sweet, but with heat. That's what this is, and liquefied for me. With the orange blossom, this is so good. So freaking sexy. Smells niche, is not. I like a nice little cheap something that I can walk around and it smells just as good as people who are spending $300 on their fragrances, which I'll do sometimes also. But I don't know where y'all getting all this money from to every week or so be popping up with a shit ton of, pardon my French, niche fragrances. I'm just not. I'm cheap. I got the money to throw. I'm not doing it. I'm just like, what have they done? You got to shake something for me to get my dollars. You hear what I'm saying? Perfumers, no. Neither here nor there. This is wonderful. It almost smells, the pepper in here almost comes across like it's got that sort of Akita wood vibe going on, although that's not a note here. But it's peppery that way, and I really, really like this. Fantastic. Fantastic. It's fruity, but in a mature way, it is extremely sexy to me. This is sexy to me. I love it. I love this. Mambo by Liz Claiborne. What next? What next? What next? Oh, did I talked about Penrose already. I wanted to also talk about this this Love In, because I've been wearing this also. I like this, and I was, you know, like, do I mention it? Do I not? Because I don't know where to tell y'all to get this, or it's not something easily found. I have a few others from the Love In line too. That I'll show y'all. I'll show y'all those in a different video. But this is the one I've been pulling for this week. It's Spiced Rose. I told y'all I've been on a rose kick. Like I said, it's really hard to find anywhere. There's nothing online about it on them. You go on the Klein's actual site. There's no trace of this fragrance. So it's really difficult to really pin down for you all what the official notes listing is. I'll tell you what it smells like to my nose. It's rose petals. It is extremely woody. It smells like there's like a creamy, maybe sandalwood going on in here, but then also just a touch of like a very creamy, just soft, beautiful oud. It smells like cardamom a bit to me, like there's cardamom involved in this somehow. But it's lovely. I really like this as a rose. It wears really easily, easy grab for me, for somebody like me who likes earthier fragrances. I just think this is beautiful. I wish I knew where to tell you all to go pick it up and give it a sniff. But if you come across it somewhere, this is Love In Spice Rose. There's a bunch of others out of this series too. Some that are current on their site now. That not this one though. It's something to do with peach, I think, and I forget what the others are on there now, but I like this one. I'm glad I have it. I have a few other Love Ins in my collection that I will show you all. One of which you can still get on their website. It's Rose Absolute. And then I have there's another Love In that is a damn near exact dupe for Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Belle. Same. Of course, the performance is a bit better on La Belle, but the fragrances are the same. In fact, I would even, well, I won't. They're both great. I was gonna say I like the Love In one even more just because it leaves just a tad more like powdery vanillic in the dry down, but it's undetectable if you don't have a real keen nose. Excellent dupe. I will maybe next Sunday. That's what I'll do. I'll do a quick snapshot of the Love Ins I have. But Spiced Rose, I really like this one. Been pulling for it. Wonderful for layering also, if you have fragrances that you want to add a touch of woodiness or rose or oud to. Great for that. That's it. That's all for this week. I hope you all are well. Do you all know any of these? Do you have any? What have you been rocking lately? What's, you know, as the weather's cooling, what's getting you into winter mode, like getting ready to go into the holiday season and all that jazz? Till next upload, hope you well. Deuces.